Big stages. They are on the CT side start of things, so if there's a half that you hope that it would go well for them, it would be right here and now. Smokes out towards mid controls. The Glocks will try and take position on the defaults. Very spread out here from the Ence side.
Yeah, there's an info play towards A main and towards ramp. So Volt just jiggling. If he gets a contact, he can put that smoke down. GLA1VE, though, does he spec two players? Well, he would have at least seen two of them, but straight away, his life is gone.
Headshot instant, first blood drawn out by GamerLegion, and they continue pressing forward here. But for how much more? kxgo forced to back off thanks to the smokes. You see the shadows of two players at least. Can take one more with him, but nerdz is back in with a responsive, as is Isaac out towards Temple. Sees some pious, but jumping in with the Glocks, he's unable to hold.
Yeah, they might try and see if they can disallow by just putting pressure out towards Temple and CT quickly.
That's the bomb plant coming in from GLA1VE. Retake on the table. Snacks tagged so low. 8 points of health for him. kxgo continuing to sneak in. Grabs one. Can't turn back on some pious. Is Deagle holding the center of the bomb site. And the M4 is not in his hands. It's with the other man. Might become a very important element if GamerLegion can make their way up to the site itself, but they're still waiting for a contact. Peek the shoulder baits, finally gets more damage on the board with the Deagle. Volt and Snacks are running out of time here. Finally, some pious is taken aback, but there's very little time to play with on this defuse. The M4 continues to fight. They tap it once, but they realize that time is way too far ticked. GamerLegion are out of there, and Ence, well, people are happy to see them take ultimately the man won the round there for the Ence side, and well, GamerLegion want to respond in kind, force back in of their own right. They've got those two M4s from the previous round. SMG is taking point of kxgo's point blank against nerdz, who is good for the first, but only the first.
This is something a little bit different. Aggressive mid-control stack coming through for GamerLegion of 3. Mac 10 at long range is going to struggle in that engage. Madden tries to fall back, but Volt gets on the front side of Shelf and kills him.
Advantage now for GamerLegion as a result. Ence continue to prod on. The Deagle continues to fall back, facing back in from the long position. The plant should be secured. Some pious. Oh, he turned away at the wrong moment. As Snacks can double back in, and Dia is all that remains in a 1 versus 4. He'll get that first pick, but there's so much more to gain. He's not even department. Hand cannons and Tech 9s. I mean, they did well with the Tech 9s in the second round, so not impossible that you could see some performance from Marden. AKs in on 2 other individuals from the GamerLegion side, though that might become a concern.
Yeah, this is 2 rounds in a row now that mid's been taken completely. Now, Isaac does have to fall off from that shelf control just because of that molly that got thrown up there from the Ence side. You can see a little bit of a crossfire being established. kxgo with a deeper HE, but Ence have actually just completely evaded all of this long control and are now taking a walk contact into A.
Now, that nade didn't really do anything because they vacated the lane position so quickly. Akor's the only man on the A site. And
they can come from mid to donut very quickly, though, from GamerLegion.
Indeed, it could be the case. I think they're more focused on the backstab for right now, but this might just be the all-man onslaught onto the one rifle. Flash is sent. Akor fully blinded. They still haven't found him just yet. Rotations are called in as quick as they can. There is one pick out of it, but some pious is quick to respond. nerdz can grab that rifle, but the cavalry has arrived. You mentioned that rotate from Donut, and it's inbound, but Dia and some pious' Deagles can respond back with 2 more. Plant should be secured. It's tapped once. They've got a little bit of time to play with, trying to bait in even more casualties. Regardless, however, it's a 4v2 post plant.
I mean, this has to be an instant save, surely. I mean, just try and see if you can rectify the buy with Snacks' money float and Volts, because there's no way this 2v4 is going to happen.
They'll try prod, Snacks especially, bursting through towards the center of the bomb site, unable to catch any shots, any connections per se. So with those exit attempts going awry, they will back off and save the guns once again. Ence can reign supreme, but only so far as the round itself. 2 apiece, yet to gain a lead here on the T side.
And it's funny because obviously both teams are trying to reset one another. Both teams are trying to force double eco status. This is actually going to turn into almost a rifle round for GamerLegion because Snacks can drop an M4, Volt can drop an M4, and Isaac can buy himself that Snacks and Volt saved in that last round. Because if they weren't holding on to the rifles, then I think things could have looked very different in this round.
A careful approach to the CT side may become valuable to them in the near future. Certainly valuable to them right now. Prodding in towards that mid position again for the Ence side. Very little contact and presence from the CT forces. Happy to play this slow again.
Yeah, the Des mentioned the impact that Madden has on a map like Ancient. In CS2, he's actually the lowest rated player on the team. And it makes you wonder, now 0-4 down, what GLA1VE is going to have to do to try and get as much impact out of him as possible.
Well, some pious will be the man to take point. kxgo's spotting his backup line. Flashbang turned away from, allowing that one player across quick, but nerdz pops up from the closer angle and gets kxgo's. There's Isaac all alone. SMG versus so many, and he just can't make it happen here. Ence's entries on this A site have forced GamerLegion into submission multiple times over, and at long last, they'll crack the lead.
He just felt like in that round for Ence, they got a lot of map control for free. And we've seen the aggressive mid stances. We've also seen the very passive mid stances. And right there from kxgo, he tries to position himself in a little bit of an off angle, but he's just being swung from both the left-hand side and the right-hand side. And right there from Isaac, I don't think that MP9 could have done anything on the A split once you've already lost kxgo without a 1-for-1.
Really needed that backup, and that A site is looking like a mighty tasty snack for the Ence side. Consistent concerns. They're going for the hunt as well. They take these rifles down. There may be no further potential in the future, at least for the bonus weapons. The lost bonus probably won't lead into a force fight anyway. Acor down to 4 points of health. And Volt expecting pressure, expecting
a comfortable stance moving into that second half. And for the first time in a while for GamerLegion, it at least shapes up to be a strong rifle round come that next round. Use this as an eco.
Only a rifle round by virtue of the saves in the previous one. See what damage Volt and Acor can do. They do get an extra rifle back in.
It still actually could do quite a bit. I mean, especially when they're doing double cheater.
Swing out of Volt, caught in the back by Nertz, killed Foundly, heard the second player swinging forward to grab that weapon, unable to get the secondary pick, however. Acor is alive, as is kxgo. Some Pious walking into the site, and has nothing to worry about here. More kills rolling in towards that cheater position as Acor finally falls to Nertz, and Snax has absolutely no idea the danger's about to face him, or some Pious could walk right past the USP. There's a gun to play with.
And this could actually start turning into a bit of a dangerous threat, especially if kxgo gets a kill. There is now a lot of damage going down towards this cave position, and Snax has actually got on the other side towards short now.
Third man's lacking in the rifle department. The rotations are being bought out by Dia's position. The bomb's on its way, but Snax has gone down. Marden continuing to fight at low points of health. kxgo's M4 also falls to the AK. And now backup certainly is here with Isaac now on every disadvantage. He does grab that weapon in the end, but the bomb is very far away from the B site. They're closing in for the final kill, and that's exactly what they'll get.
The last time here in Espoo. And 2 rounds the difference. No AWP out for Acor just yet. Ence bringing pretty much the entire squad out towards B.
Very fast in, Marden taking a lot of damage to that Molotov, but still charges into Volt, who mows him down, unawares about how close that MAC-10 is, but still, D is going to drop. 5 on 3 early for GamerLegion. Ence playing fast and risky, and it doesn't pay off for them. It might even go even further. Snax is in for a double, and GLA1VE and some Pious are down.
And it just shows Ence go in for a B-pop. They go in very quickly with that execution out towards ramp, and the first sight anchor of Volt does so well. He evades the majority of that utility by repositioning at default, does incredibly well to get 2 kills. And normally we'd both sit here and say, play the man advantage, play deep in the bomb sites, play discipline. Look at that from Snax. It's a 5v3 and he's just going out lane by himself.
Works for him though. Nertz is all that remains. Bomb nowhere near his favor, and I believe that, yep, GamerLegion are well aware of that themselves.
And I think that shows that GamerLegion want to send a message, that they don't want to be passive. They don't want to be afraid up here against Ence. They want to take the fight to them, and it showed it in that round.
Try and rock the confidence of the Finnish organization. 1 AK in for Nertz, so they have got a decent cash basis. Again, I mentioned the economy state, so they'll be buying back into the next round regardless of what happens here. For GamerLegion, they will be challenged. Next, kxgo will go down, so that's 1 pick that can be found. Just so little time to be able to get much more of it, and the counter Molotovs of the CT forces will ensure that there's no further progression. There's no room to push, there's no room to grab that bomb, and there's no way that Nertz is winning this clutch. This will be a 3rd for the GamerLegion side. Will he stay alive, though?
It's difficult to imagine that he will, especially when you think about just how many CTs are all around. Collage.
No. Right, we're back into it. Round 8. Buy-ups will be seen by GamerLegion. Ence, of course, back in the AWP out for some Pious for the first time in this map-up. And kxgo get to the left-hand side of that smoke, trying to see if he can spot players that will make their way in from elbow, but the emphasis is most truly and certainly towards main.
Yeah, very well timed here from Isaac. Now, he wants to try and get on the other side of this smoke in case there is a lurk attempt, in case there was a walk forward. Acor's doing pretty much the exact same thing, and Volt has cleared out all of this lane presence.
A lot of information to gain, but they are hearing footsteps. Is this misdirection, or are Ence considering the walk into the trap? There's a secondary smoke coming down towards that elbow position, so there's not going to be a full commitment towards mid. Both sides are backed up from that A site.
And Marden's in a good pause if they overextend. If they just try and get a little bit too eager, if they try and pincer down. I mean, Snax should not move from this position until contact is made from lane.
Marden sneaking forward. Footsteps made. Swing chance right there. Snax does not move. Patience and the experience, and it pays off for him. Perfect to start for GamerLegion.
And they just know it's a lurk. They haven't seen anything else, so they should start rotating bodies back over. Acor can even set up a crossfire out here in Donut.
2 players now on the defense. Nays to counteract that. HE was perfect. 2 players tag to less than half HP, giving Isaac perfect prime opportunities to get these kills in alongside Acor. They get that first man, second and third do line up, and they do go down. Once again, a 1-on-5 for Ence, the AWP. Surely got to play save with 15 seconds on the clock. He can't even get the exit, and GamerLegion will equalize.
A fantastic hold there from Isaac. When you think about the utility usage, you mentioned...
Grand finals in an arena in CS2. So... I'm very excited to see how that plays out. MR12 is very different to the slog that was MR15, so GamerLegion and Ence biding their chance to be one of those teams in the finals if they can make it for each other here and now. No second lifelines for anyone left in the tournament. Madden prodding out towards the B side. Volt going to give up his life. Got the dink off, but the AK, of course, a little bit extra firepower. Is traded quick back by Snax. Number of players still here for the Ence side, but they're not going to commit. A
lot of counter utility coming down towards ramp just to make sure that they can't press off of the back of that opening kill. A very good return coming through from the in-game leader, and now Acor might feel as if he needs to counteract to see what's happening towards mid. There's another info play happening again, this time towards A, but it's being watched.
Tech9 versus M4, though. It's all about information and suppression from Dia, who will be successful in that regard. Isaac has backed off.
I didn't see much, though, so that's still quite a tell that they can shift up towards B, and Kios can come in towards Red. They're going to try and take mid, but it might be too late because the T's are already acting to the B split.
AK of Snax. Held back, seeing smokes come his way. He won't be given a lot of information or breathing room, but straight through that smoke, Sun Pius is going to fall and he'll continue to suppress against GLA1VE, who's the next man forward. He does provide a little bit of breathing room to get that bomb down on the T-side line, but it's a mad advantage for GamerLegion unless the spam and HE combination can deny that bomb plant. Dia's got to go big, but instead it's all left to Nerds. A 1-on-3 for him to clutch out. 2 seen out towards long.
Neither kills and just 4 deaths to the big man.
Impactful stuff that GamerLegion can use here on CT's side. They're not quite ready for Martin, though, who's had enough of Snax's shenanigans. Going to take him down alongside Volt's opening kill. A 5-on-3. B's opened up, but Ence are not done with the casualties.
Jeez, Ence look dangerous when they've got pistols in their hands. I can't believe Martin's got another kill. 2 in from Cave and 1 out from Shells.
Man's been seen as well. GLA1VE's going to rush him down with backup. Isaac faced in upon, gets that 1 pick, but he's such low HP. He does take 2 with him, giving Kios a key chance, but Madden is still looking to challenge this individual, and they creep away from each other. The footsteps were heard, though.
And Martin's on low HP. GLA1VE can get that bomb down. They need to try and regroup off one another. The last thing Kios needs is that opportunity to get 1 kill on the bomb site and then just get on the bomb.
Swing forward of that Tech9, of course, trying to give chase towards the rotator. GLA1VE is wary of some sort of mid-play, but as soon as they get this information, they should start turning their attention back to the real point of contact. An AK versus 2 M4s, one of which is extremely low HP. And Kios has a kit, but he's starting to run out of time here, about 15 odd seconds or so. Checking Temple, checking back CT, the footsteps of course being heard, the incendiary thrown to reveal his exact positioning. Now looking for Martin, but just doesn't seem to have the time for this. We'll tap it, forced out.
He was there for 13 months.
Apex of course in the semis.
Yeah, so that could be another rivalry between the two.
Plenty to consider in terms of recencies. Relationships between all the players. Unfortunately, the relationship between Nerds and Acor is soured. Kios can at least get a bit of revenge for that, but taking a lot of damage means the Ence are on the front foot here. Will that stay that way? Again, it's Martin with the prod forward into no man's land, into no real contact. GLA1VE also giving free reign of that donut position. Are they going to call in an easy take of the B site?
Ence have got a lot of space, and GLA1VE, even though he gets caught, it's still information, and this is round done. Madden's got the site completely.
Yeah, they're backing up. Nobody to cut them off from the site or rotation. The 2 players pushed and the 3rd man will join them. I think you might be right about this.
They're just so far away and Kios is low. Like, I really can't see any way that GamerLegion go for this retake.
Plant will come down. And if they are going to make a decision on that, it's going to have to be called in right about now. Kios is into the B-door entrance. Watched so intently by Dia, his teammates inbound, the burst fire, unable to connect the kill, however, unarmed for a moment as he threw that Molotov, finally backs off ahead of that flashbang and gets into the center of the site. GamerLegion have got Eyes set on a bigger plan, but unfortunately, it doesn't go much further than the first HE. They're out of there. Ence have the lead.
That's the right call there for GamerLegion. I at least applaud the attempt. We didn't actually get to see many rifle rounds in this half.
You won't see a truly defined rifle round from GamerLegion. Got the XM and the SMG. The SMG pressed in so aggressive already. Both players cross-firing. And nades will return to their positions. Won't do any damage. It won't land deep enough, but the counter smoke will ensure that Ence don't press on just yet.
The snacks in this kind of range could do a lot of damage, but he needs to try and get that bait and switch.
Bhop will be the bait. Snacks will be the switch. And GLA1VE is not taking the bait at all. Secondary smoke will ensure that that main lane position is not going to be a factor to consider here for the CT side.
When do they go?
Yeah.
How much patience do they have as well? Do they try and peek shelf? This is all things that's going to be in the back of their mind right now for GamerLegion because it's so silent from Ence.
Well, meanwhile, Nerds has allowed a little bit of a mid-walk where smoke blooms, but Isaac peeks ahead of it, and that wipes out a key defender of this mid position. This might throw a little bit of a spanner into the works. You can see Snacks is considering the idea of breaking up this crossfire. GLA1VE is still not moved. Patience seemingly about to pay off for Ence.
The issue here is red's open, and so could be ramp if Acor decides to move. Oh, that MP9 is just trying to be the bait. The shotgun has not come into action yet.
Some Pius and Dia have not been heard. Oh, they're going to check this corner.
Ooh, hang on.
Oh my goodness, perfect taps. That's 2 kills for Snacks. And GLA1VE is so low. A massive play to bring it back to evens and give GamerLegion a final chance. But now they've got to get into the bomb site, grab that bomb somehow as Acor lands the AWP close against Martin, and Snacks has GLA1VE to contest. The AK finally gets his pick in, needs that second. The AWP shot's been baited. 8 seconds itself. Acor's gone down. Kios, 6 left on the board. The AK's got to go for spam. He's got to get the headshot so quick. And Kios says no. The second half, CT side for Ence. Again, was that T half all that we needed to see? We're about to find out. It's passive, careful, considerate from GamerLegion, as they were on their CT side as well.
Now, these dualies out towards Cave and Cheetah could be quite dangerous against the B exec. Now, Volt is just going for a lurk, just an information prod, and maybe a little bit of a distraction to bring more defense out there towards the A side of the map.
He's checking all of his corners, spotting out the likes of Nurks, P250 taps, trying to look for those headshots, and unable to do that at that kind of range. They have been given free reign of ramps. This bomb should get planted at least. It's a concern about the retake. Will they spread out so far as the backstab against some Pius? Martin is going to become the more immediate concern. Isaac down. The Snacks can trade back onto the man. It's going to be a 4-on-4.
Oh, GLA1VE has still not been spotted. And even through this smoke, the USP gets caught. Another kill there for the Glock of Chaos.
3 versus 2 now for GamerLegion. 1 man up. Headshots from Nerds, and some Pius will close the last against Acor. Made it look so there here on Ancient, how back and forth the game ended up getting. This seems like it's a prime setup for GamerLegion to do the exact same thing in the second half. Will they make it successful, though? Massive group up here, and once again, only 1 defender on the primary target.
Oh, the utility usage, I was going to say, is pretty good. There's a huge gap in that right-hand side, though.
Should allow GamerLegion to go for the exit. Walk out of Snacks, seeing Dia. Dia's seen him and his backup. Got to get the cavalry involved, and some Pius is here in time to mow down 2 players. And now they've got the secondary M4 Nuts with a couple of picks of his own. Dealt with by Kios, but all of his teammates are falling around him. Galil in the 1-on-3 here, bursting through, desperate to get even one of those casualties. But how quick as well they got the rotations in from mid to donut, because for a time being there was only 1 man on that defensive line. Kios burns to death, but claims Molotov. D is going to force the issue against Isaac next. And those 2 players might be tagged up on the end side, but pistols versus 5 individuals, 3 of them in play for GamerLegion. This should be another clean-up round for Ence. Try and look towards the first true gun round of GamerLegion. Acor has been seen, gun barrel sticking out of wood, and GLA1VE can close him down. Unfortunately,
there's not much that Snacks and Volt can do about this. They might be able to get away with 1 kill, try and drop a low HP player like a Diha or a Nerds, but you'd imagine that both of those guys are just going to be very defensive and make sure that they're not engaging into fights.
Taps and bursts as more picks will go all the way at the CT side. All 5 players alive on
teams are here. The LAN environment is here as well. This is a chance to not allow Ence another round streak.
Smokes. Nades on to position the incendiaries of the CT side, keeping much breathing room away from GamerLegion. They're still going to group up and try their hand at the B take. Martin Backed off the same. Flash is turned away from Kios, just walking forward. Marden might have a decent idea. Backup's also rotated towards Gabe as Kios can open up the frag counts, try and look for a double. That's what he's going to get.
And nicely done, and that pretty much secures the entire round. Now, we've seen on the T side, GamerLegion be very contact heavy. We saw it out towards A, we've now seen it towards B, rather than smoking off cave or smoking off short or long and getting the molly out towards default. It literally is just a walk up on a timing, Kios getting that immediate entry, and then a very swift double frag and multi that he gets out to cave.
GamerLegion can start off their T side with a bit of success. Guns brought in. Ence right about Snax's position though. Top of the board of everybody in server. Ence. Love nothing more than to take that away from him. AWP's in with Sumpires. Look at Marden charging forward once again with the flash assist from Sumpires. Volt right around that corner. Unknown as of yet. Marden going to put that smoke ahead of that HE. A counteraction there is going to be sent this direction, but they still hold dominion over this lane control. They're out of ammo on those SMGs, so GLA1VE's got to back off, and that gives them a prime chance to trade back Marden and hit the B site.
Snax is coming up from ramp quickly now. Nertz has not been seen on that reposition out towards long. The AWP misses, and everyone from the CT side comes through with impact.
Quick kills, one after the other, a sequence from the CT forces. Isaac, all that remains. Spotting Sumpires can at least isolate a decent pick, but needs to get so much more, and Nerd's going to take him out with a particular prejudice.
Bodies out there towards B. Just when lane was taken, and just when that ramp pop was being exec'd, that's when there was just so many players out on B for Ence.
Fast in from mid once again for the Ence side. GamerLegion set piece seems to be the A play.
Up against the AWP. This could be a great opportunity for Sumpires to win the opening duel and fall back to Temple.
So you got the blessings of the sun god today. Got the fire out from it at least, but in towards that main control. The smokes come in, and it does give a little bit of time for backup to rotate as well. So Sumpires will not be alone for long. He does land on Snax in the backlines and gets the hell out of the way. The AK of Nertz and the M4 of D can step up to the plate alongside a secondary rifle, providing covering fire from Spawn. And it's ripped apart in an instant. GamerLegion just can't seem to crack open the defensive line of Ence. At least not that often. Bombs on site, not planted, of course. A-Core's got no chance left.
And we heard it from Volt in the interview from Banks just before the game started. They've been trying to work on their map pool. They're trying to show that there's some strength. What about this second half? One T round is all that we've seen here from GamerLegion. And you've got to expect that if this sort of level of competitiveness continues, everyone's going to punish pick Ancient against them. Everyone's going to look at GamerLegion in CS2 and just say, right, go into Ancient. It's the map that's a freebie.
GamerLegion only upgrade pistols.
And it's not helping that they're not getting plants either. That even in a round like this that you have to try and play to overtime, you can't even extend maybe a hero rifle for someone.
Going for the overtime take, it feels like. Kios fast up, flash is sent. He just about escapes the blindness of that flash before Volt can take him back. Kios is able to respond, but Nertz is also inbound from mid, spraying with the information given to him ahead of that smoke, will catch the casualty. And now GLA1VE is on a hunt for the most important member of this roster, the bomb carrier of Snax, and the top fragger removed off a one-for-one trade. A-Core still involved, however. Him and Isaac, 2 versus 2, and there's guns to play with.
This is a workable round. This is very winnable for GamerLegion. It's all about the patience. How many info plays can they bait? How much info can they gain? I mean, they know that Sumpires normally plays towards A with the AWP. They know that GLA1VE was just out there towards the B doors. They've got to try and somehow work together off of this, and they've still got some utility to use in the late rounds.
Less than a minute to play with, and they are playing on the assumption that the CTs have the bomb itself, because that would make logical sense. Why wouldn't you set up a crossfire around it? That's not the case right now, but GamerLegion will only now start to get that information here. GLA1VE just seen Isaac, now certainly has, with the contact held. His teammate Sumpires, the AWP, focused heavily on a backstab position. They're both inbound, though. The headshot angle seen. Time ticking away for GamerLegion. If they're going to go for a rotate, which might actually be inbound, GLA1VE could cut them off. Are they going to go in? Yep, into the A site. They'll make their way.
Sumpires can try and trap them. He can actually set up from CT, fight towards Donuts.
Pulled that backup plan pretty quick. Another flashbang sent his direction, turned away from allows him the cross, but he still lands on Isaac. 6 seconds, A-Core needs the kill, and he'll get it, but GLA1VE is quickly inbound. A chance to deny everything in the round. He just forces him off. He doesn't need to get the kill. The timer will do the work for him. By. Imagine the pressure that would have been lifted from them if they won it with the half investo.
Absolutely.
Opportunities missed, and Now it could spell the end. They need 5 in a row to contest here on Ancient. Ence, stand to attention, stand on the defensive line. Deeper smokes in over at Red here. Nerds needs to open up an angle, see vision, but it's given over to the T side as much so. They take better advantage, but Nerds is not revealed yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of mid players coming through, and Madden might just be able to get this spam, get so close to the connection there from Snax.
He has no idea. Oh, Nerds. Is he going ballsy here? Molly sent deeper again. Nerds still not revealed. His teammate continuing to pull attention away. Snax. The backup continues to fight on. The AWP now turns to their focus as they back off, and Nerds is not allowed to strike, or is he? Swings out from mid, and Snax finally goes down.
Oh, the walk forward out towards Cave is denied. What a great kill there from GLA1VE as the CT start raining in.
Madden almost lines up 2, but Volt and Acor strike back. Advantage, Molotovs missed. That might cause a little bit of issues. Volt fortunately able to evade the flames and avoid going down to the TK and avoid Ence entirely. They're backing up to save their guns. As GamerLegion, that's 1 out of 5.
Well, it's a very good response. You can look at that perspective and say, 1 in donut, 1 out towards red, Snax gets caught, okay, put emphasis towards B, put pressure elsewhere. And while the initial defensive looks quite solid with the long individual of GLA1VE, with players coming in quickly, those entries out from Cave were almost immediate on the contact.
All-important round for GamerLegion. They're second on the T side. 1 to keep us going here in Espoo. Acor can respond with an AWP of his own here for GamerLegion. Smokes down from both teams on towards that mid control. It's very heavy-handed from the T side out here towards B. However, Kios quick in, the AWP forced back. Marden tries to see if he can catch an angle, and he does connect the shot on some Pius. Acor going down, Marden creeping forward, gonna bracket in the T side line. They might not be ready for this aggression so quickly. Kios inbound, swing forward, 2 to go, down with a spray. A 3K from Marden, and Kios left to clutch once again. He gets his first, needs that second, but he turns at the wrong moment, and that will lead to his demise and the map ovation for Ence.
Fourth time that Overpass has come through as a map pick. And they've enjoyed this map, it's their go-to. Snax clearing out all of this connector control and seeing absolutely nothing whatsoever.
Some Pius just jumping and facing, and USP's trying to hunt for these individuals. He's seen shadows and now spotted contact. Perfect headshots. Talked about it a bit on the desk here. Snax, first casualty to the Sun God. Perhaps a bit more from Nerds, in fact. He fails every single bullet, though. And Isaac allowed 2 picks to return and open up the side. Martin's on 1 HP. He does catch Kios through the smoke. A headshot, perfect. Needs another perfect headshot.
That's GLA1VE. I mean, the backup dancers of that rotation up, those were the successful elements.
They get Ence, an all-important pistol, starting things off on CT side.
You've got to feel for Isaac as well. He gets 2 brilliant entries up close and personal, and they can't even get the bomb down. They can't even get the cash injection.
And he takes Manton to the top frag position alongside Marden in the first pistol round. Now Volt Isaac actually going to combine for a number of TKs, in fact. So despite the fact that that scoreboard and that kill feed lights up all GamerLegion, it's actually still a 4 versus 2 for Ence, which they are going to mop up here. At least they can deny a little bit of the SMG money, but ultimately not a good look for this eco pistol round. Look towards the guns in the next.
And you have to look at this entire situation for GamerLegion and remember, they were 10-4 up on map 3 versus Havu on that T side of Nuke, and they couldn't close out. They didn't get that opportunity of going straight into the semi-final. That was a matchup that I'm sure all 5 players in the server can look at one another and say, we should have won that game.
Wow, Snax, how have you done that? That's awesome. Well done, sir.
I don't think he's getting the plant down on B, though, because as soon as the sound comes through of the plum going down, GLA1VE could just deny from short.
I can't tell from the minimap. I don't know if GLA1VE is on short itself.
Yeah, he's on short watching con.
Okay.
Yeah, there'll be no way.
Okay. As he backs off, like, if Snax was able to run up there and time it a little bit better, if GLA1VE had not acted, then maybe you could see a world in which that happens. But as it stands, it does look very unlikely. I mean, he's also just to isolate the one individual. So if he gets that headshot, plant down, money gain, I think that's really all you could ask for in this context here. GLA1VE making noise. Oh, not quite the kill shot he's looking for, but no, couldn't quite hit the plant position. So good effort from Ence. Looking at the AWP very early here for Sun Pies, his first port of call. Didn't see anything early on into the peaks here. The Molotovs that were put out there by the CT side ensured that there was no real press forward from GamerLegion, forced to slow things down a little bit. Some Pius, similar story to back off. He might not see them if they cross from Park, but it might actually be first contact from Bhop instead.
Yeah, we saw a very impressive series from some Pius in the playoffs last time against Astralis. The only factor is they ran into Blame F, and when they played them on Overpass, Blame F was just absolutely tearing. And that's something the GamerLegion have to look back on.
One man surrounded here of Nerds. kxgo caught off, second man adjusted towards. Beautiful stuff. AK turns on for the triple. He's not done, son.
How's he managed that? I can't believe he's got two, not even the third. Come on, don't give him a four.
kxgo considering it. He's still bursting through. There's no backup coming in either. They're setting up the backstabs more than anything else for the CT side, but Nerds might get given the full reign of the defense. Nade's going to go deep, will not open up the smoke. Dia now closing in to provide that extra backup for them just in case. And they might continue challenging Nerds here.
Dia up against Snax, close range with the MP9.
Two simultaneous engagements. kxgo seen, burst fire, SMG spray, Snax can get it. kxgo continuing to fight against Nerds, can finally trade him back. But it's still a fair advantage here for Ence, and 20 seconds for GamerLegion to hit the side.
It's wasted so much time, so they have to try and work out here towards Connector. GLA1VE has found himself out of Monster, so another denial opportunity towards B.
They're panicked, 10 seconds.
That's a safe call.
It's a safe call.
Yeah.
Didn't know how much was around there, got such little information because they were so tunnel visioned on Nerds, and his 3K, epic as it was, did so much more than just...
You think to yourself, if he just has his weapon drawn after that third kill, he probably gets traded so much quicker.
He knows what he's doing. Flash sent, Nerds again looking for glory. Might get caught off this time. The nade bounces, he gets caught for damage. Some Pius is there to try and provide his little exit strategy, and he does catch kxgo. He did find the opening pick, but Isaac, hot on his heels, trades back against the AWP. The A site's looking mighty light on defensive. Backup is going to get here, but GamerLegion might continue the press.
Yeah, that aggression just gets cancelled. Now, Madden does at least not spot anything towards the front side of the bathrooms and towards Headshot in a counteraction of just continued pressure. Him and GLA1VE have to try and work information elsewhere to get an idea of where they can stack up the bomb sites.
Smoke on, flash over, swing forward from GLA1VE, kxgo to his left. Doesn't know quite yet. Hearing those footsteps might indicate they're pushing out towards that long position. Finally, GLA1VE's going to get caught, so it's all left to the M4 of Marden. Basically in a 1 versus 4, and he doesn't even get past Snax. That's Dia now dealt with on the basis of a save here for the Ence side. This will be the first round for GamerLegion. A bit of a deflating way to follow up from an epic round of the previous, but GamerLegion able to adjust on the contrary.
Well, I think it just showed how scrambled both of the CTs were after that initial press. I mean, Nerds tries to retreat, and for some Pius, he's waiting for the duel to present towards stairs. He's not really waiting for that duel to come from Party, and it just wastes a little bit more time. It makes this time around, but they have at least got Nerds searching out here towards Party, and kxgo could get traded. The M4 struggles, and kxgo makes it too.
Polar opposite to the previous round. Marden's now the man in con. Wary of some potential players down at underpass. He's going to try and escape through squeaky door, but that's the cue for Isaac to swing and get the next kill on the board. Now down to 2 players on the Ence side. GamerLegion just caught them off with every single fight.
Well, this is back-to-back superb rounds coming through from GamerLegion. Great impact in the first, 20, 30 seconds? And Dia and GLA1VE, there's just nothing to work from.
D was considering the info play, but he heard that footstep. So if he tries if he can go for a sneaky play on the default box, but so few options with an SMG and basically 5 players to face. GLA1VE is nowhere to be seen. Even he's only got a pistol. Spray through, only one goes down to the TK again here from the GamerLegion side. The lineup's forcing out those situations. Not like it makes much of a difference for Ence though. The defender's gone falling. And GLA1VE, the best he can do is save the AWP here.
And this is where, if you're Ash and if you're Snax, you're very happy with what you're achieving right now on T side. The defaults are working out well. You're getting some good trades. I mean, for kxgo, that's not an easy shot to get the second. You got to think up close and personal, very quick swing after that initial shot.
SMG in on Nerds, pistols and upgrades. Kevlar while they can afford it. Heavy-handed from the Ence side. Could be a chance for GamerLegion to claim the lead. For the first time here on their map, some Pius with an important miss, trying to spot for info. I don't know if he saw both players, but either way, he's forced back.
In a round like this, though, you need an opening kill, don't you? When you're not working with much for the rest of the individuals, so that'll be looked at as a missed opportunity there from Ence.
Info for GamerLegion now knowing where the AWP's playing to.
Yeah, there's a gamble stack out towards B, so they're pretty much just using this AWP as a bit of a floater to try and maybe jump spot APC, jump spot die, see what's going on towards long and the bathrooms, and everybody else can just tail down towards B unless there's an info, unless there's a little bit of a reposition and they're not hearing anything out towards B to start forcing a gamble stack back up to A.
It might be the right call to make here, though. You see GamerLegion is starting to rotate. You did see Martin considering the idea of rotating into the A support as well.
This flash could actually be quite solid out towards Monster. It's all just about timing.
Not a great molly, unfortunately. Flashbang, allowing a peek in from D. The Julie seeing nothing. The 5-7 taps up. Molotov sent. Are they going to assume they were going for the rotation, but it's just been cancelled? Smoke out towards Heaven. Molotov in the hand of kiosk now with further utility inbound here, but it's all just a ruse to keep them held on that A side. It all rests in Sampaius' hands.
Oh, this is so tough for the NWP because he's so defensive. You can't even assume that he's going to be able to get a chance of denying the plants.
Snacks might get some kills from the back lines here. Flashes and doesn't quite land towards the man, and Sampaius doesn't hit a shot here. SMG now engaging from Nerds. Volt keeps him suppressed. Finally, the kill goes his way. A double up foul along his game. Triple onto Martin. Sampaius can finally respond, but it's coming far too late. The pincers have closed in. There's no escape.
This force buy from Ence being read, a very good mid-round decision to start shifting that bomb out towards Connector. Even Volt holding down all of that defensive out there towards Dumpster, and the AWP's been seen. He's going to be a goner.
Now 1-on-4. Info called out. AK engagement from Snacks. Closes it down. Obviously, reasons very obvious to the tail end of the round. They decide to stick with 4 on that B site. And the end result, of course, is that GamerLegion have pulled the rug out underneath of the Ence side, looking to try and take the 4th, and the advantage held with nothing really in response for Ence. They finally, something's got to give eventually, and it gives here in this round. Only pistol upgrades, and that's the best you can ask for.
And this is a polar opposite map as well for the GamerLegion side. 0-6 in CS2 for Ancient, 3-0 for Overpass. I mean, a very successful map, one that hasn't been challenged by many teams.
One that may remain so. Ence posted up the first 3 streak. The shadow not being seen by Snacks. Now we've seen it. Now the man goes down. Advantage, of course, for the T side if it wasn't obvious from the weapons. The plant should be secured, and there shouldn't really be much that Ence can do. They might throw themselves at this retake to try see if they can get any guns out of the hands of GamerLegion, catch players like Isaac, for instance, completely off guard, but the USP firepower with the aim punch combination, not quite enough to do much here. And
we were talking about how both teams had 13-5 overpasses so far in this event. For Ence, when they took on the Fnatic side, they actually had a very healthy CT side. They were able to get a 7-5 scoreline. They went into that second half, they closed it down quite comfortably. You look this time around and think, okay, at a deficit of 1 round, what sort of marker are we looking at? What sort of scoreline at the turn of the half could we realistically see?
We saw only 7-5 at the mid-portion of Ancient, so opportunity to try and opportunity over to some sort of inkling of what's going on. Overwhelming force forward.
Potentially, and say, it's not happened here. We're on good form. This is our chance to put victories on the board.
Very fast in towards Monster. Dia could line up so much. He does get a pick and a half. Not quite the kill onto Kios. Volt able to respond, and Kios can get center of the bomb site. Martin at range gets 2 picks back for the CT side. Ence up by a man, low on HP on 1 more. That HE should even up the board.
Martin doesn't go down because of it. And for Ence, they at least deal with the Heaven rotation inerts.
Plant needs to be secured here. It's a little bit deep over at water. Finally, Isaac's going to put that up. And Plant down center of the site. 2v2, very similar scenario. The AWP pick, however, comes in on 1. Sampaius trades it back. 1 more. A-core. No, Flash turned away from him. He'll dive down silently. Okay. This round may have just turned up. The Spaniards. Backside seeing scope heard. Only the shot to connect a bit of damage. USP tries to close the gap. Oh! He lands it! And just shots on the lane. Advantage for GamerLegion. Ence. Now just with whatever they can scrape together at this point. They've got the hero rifle around the semi-bought SMGs here for the CET side.
And this streak's just getting out of control. This is 5 in a row right now for GamerLegion.
1 more to tie the half, another one after that to win the half on T side. It's a good reason they picked into this map up. We're seeing it on display from the individuals from the team. SMGs, close quarters, shadow seams, two to line up for GLA1VE, couldn't quite land it. Marden is at least there for the responsive, and Volt and Isaac can get back into this round. Akor's AWP can land on Marden, so his sequences aren't done just yet. Now it's just SMGs at range for Nerds, trying to challenge Isaac at birthday, desperate to at least pick up a headshot. A dink is there, the kill is not, the bomb should be planted, but there's nothing being found here in mid.
And it just shows that now we've got GamerLegion on a more comfortable map. Now that we've got them on home territory, we're seeing the team that can go deep, the team that we saw at the major, the core that has been together for so long. And right here, I mean, Akor is putting on a show. He's given us some impact.
Down here, this will be one of the last two rifle rounds we'll see out of them if things go right for GamerLegion.
And unfortunately, we keep getting these rifle rounds with the odd FAMAS or the odd MP9. It's never the full-on sort of, I suppose, caveat of all the successive elements you can bring.
The main weapons, M4 spray, could line up so much right here. He gets two, the USP assists GLA1VE's casualty. And just like that, Ence flipped the whole round on its head.
Well, maybe we just needed to call on Diha. Maybe that's what we needed. That's a great hold from him out towards Monster. A lot of utility coming behind him. And now Akor, a player out in front.
He hit the tag on the second player as well. He doesn't know that yet. That nade will not quite land to clear up the smoke itself, so they'll still be playing from behind it. That shouldn't be a way back in here, though. Surely not.
Yeah, you'd imagine not. I mean, right here from Nerds, he's got to be careful not to extend too far forward in case they've gone back towards T-Con, in case they try and take some map territory back out towards Playground or out there to Con. The GamerLegion are trapped. There isn't much room for them to work with right now.
A good call from Akor as well. Get rid of the AWP. Don't want to support that double up coming in from Ence. Nerds now creeping in from the back, and GamerLegion, no one's accounted for this. Enough time has ticked by to where you should start to think about that. But I think their minds are more turned towards how they're going to hold on to these weapons. Trapped in a corner from the word go.
I don't even think you'll be able to save either. I mean, yes, Ence don't have the best of money state, but they have to be thinking to themselves they might go and try and hunt us down after time.
They're going to try ahead and commit a little bit further forward here at Monster. 3 players to find, one of which is extremely low, but Marden is not, and he gets the next kill. Isaac down. Akor can't adjust towards some pies. He hits that AWP shot. AWP set in from Akor and from some pies. Akor specifically hunting for the headshot of the jump phase, which might be presented. Shots didn't quite connect for Mars, not quite ready for it either. I don't think either team saw the information. D is only good for the one frag. Volt keeps the man advantage for the T side. He's going in for more, but Marden, he's not quite done with his own sequence. Finally, Snacks are going to put him out of commission. An advantage GamerLegion here on the plant.
Wonderful trades from GamerLegion. Everyone stepping up on the entryway and the opening pass from both short and from Monster. Akor's even holding for heaven. He's waiting for that reposition again.
The nades don't do much there in the damage department. Nerds repositioning to get out of dodge. Back up to the site, hold on to the M4, the AWP, as you mentioned, just looking for exits. Just looking for someone to extend out here for GamerLegion. So Ence might evade the 9-3, but 8-4 is still on the table for GamerLegion at this stage, and they are right back on track with their streak.
I think the only positive note that we've seen here from Ence is that they got off to a 3-0 start, that they were able to win the anti, or the pistol, the anti-eco, and then the 3-0, because other than that, it's been limited success.
On the board.
GamerLegion just showing us the tactical depth in the defaults. The team's been longer together as a full 5 in comparison to Ence. kxgocontact, fast, aggressive out here towards the short control. Didn't catch the timing of Nerds up there to top con.
Invaded the danger of anyone up on the short position. Utility supports inbound as well. Dia catching a lot less damage for how close that HE seemed. Small chips away at the HP bars here. The AWPers dishing it out, dueling it out there in the mid control. Neither one able to hit their kill shots. Pius took some damage and will just fall back.
And this is where Ence are going to be desperate for an info play, and it might just come out towards a long control. Now, Pius does have a flash. If it's timed correctly, they can either catch long players blinded or see nothing at all.
Flash towards mid. Isaac checking out bathrooms. Nerds, similar story, now starting to prod towards that long position. Will see nothing and may now enter the underground. Try and fight onto Akor from a sideline position. Will he peek into the AWP? No, he won't time it well against them either. Utility being heard. It could be a backstab in the post round itself.
Oh, Madden with the off angle, caught with the flashes. Nerds needs to deal with this look, and that's the bomb to get dropped.
That's 2 kills on the site itself, though they've got to fight back in his 3-on-3. Nerds Stands for the AWP, and Acor can land it. Now got to grab it, got to commit it to the plant.
And no one's backstabbing out towards Connector. Both players coming through from Bank and Dumpster, and now the rotation for the bomb back into B.
Oh, that's so smart. ksgo was the insurance policy, prodding forward in case they face resistance, and that's exactly what happened here. Dia can't do much from the back lines. No utility on him or GLA1VE to go for this retake.
Oh, this just feels impossible. This just feels like there's no chance. ksgo is in such a tucked angle as well. He can just play the time. He can just play the clock.
They're so wary of a backstab. Acor's AWP. Focus fire. Scene 2. Landing 1. Second FaZe can't quite connect the flick. I don't think it matters though. There's 3 other players that can deal with GLA1VE, and they will deal with him. It's a forced to map 3. GamerLegion would love to do so here. Inside this group and move on to the semi-finals. Glock sent towards the outside. Stax's Julie's undetected, I don't think.
A run boost out towards that right-hand side. Flashes could catch him completely.
See how blind? Absolutely not. GLA1VE was diving down anyway. Isaac comes up with 3. A second set of Julies we didn't even account for. ksgo can provide support with 2 of his own. And GamerLegion have just taken that win condition right out of the hands of Ence.
I think I'm getting a phone call. I think Map 3's calling, Jay.
Advantage gain for GamerLegion, and it seems like the end might be nigh for Ence. They'll play fast, right into the hands of the rifles. They'll just spray, hold down mouse 1 and try to look for the best here. Despite that and all the damage coming in against the Ence side, it is a man advantage with the Tech9 finding him.
Yeah, both teams were just so incredibly blinded in that firefight out towards Monster. Acor, though, out towards Tcon, might not get cleared.
GLA1VE was considering checking that position. His more immediate concern is going to be Volt to dink down the swing forward, and there goes the man. So back to evens will go, with the HP now starting to favour GamerLegion a little bit, only Isaac being tagged to that absolute chaos that we saw at Monster. But Dia and Nertz no better off.
Now, Nertz can start working out here towards Monster, but he needs help with the trades. He needs some pies close by him.
Smoke on the center of the site. They'll cross and they'll get more dings down. ksgo's next man tagged. Ence might at least secure the bomb plant here. They did force into this round, so ideally they're looking to try and win it. This is still possible though.
Someone on the side needs to step up, and it might just have to be Nertz. Try and get on the edge of the smoke. Try and get up here and Toxic towards Heaven.
Couldn't quite lock onto Volt's casualty though. Now the SMG starts moving in for Isaac, closing out the gap of the CT lineup here. Damage up against Nertz. It's some Pius on the side. Can land against the first man. Tech9's close to D here as well. Gets Isaac. M4 back for Acor and Volt. They'll get a couple of kills in. Finally overwhelm the last round of the site itself. To survive in this streak that they've got against the GamerLegion side, but also to try and return fire with a reset. And that's the key thing I think that Ence are sort of focusing on right here. Remove all weapons from play. Disallow any of these M4s to stay, including the AWP, but it's Isaac to strike first.
I think the issue is you've still got Acor out on that AWP, and he hasn't even struck yet. The aggression out there towards a short control pinces in an opening fight, Nertz to fall, and then GamerLegion to play defensive in B. They can rotate a second player up towards that A side. Acor hasn't seen much from Divider with the AWP, and this is an underwhelming start to the rifle round for Ence.
No start to the half, most certainly for them.
Jeez, look at this.
Dia has no idea. He's dead. That's bomb dropped, and that should be round done. Edging ever closer to map done with the way this one's shaping up here.
GLA1VE is so long range with that Mac 10 as well. It's going to be so difficult to fight against these 2 CTs.
Well, close the gap, and ksgo's just damn near didn't even account for the man. Fortunately, GLA1VE couldn't lock on the spray as well as he wanted to, so Ence are just suppressed here. Bomb other side of the chain link, so they've got to press on and grab these 2 kills, grab these 4 kills at this point, maybe even 5 against GamerLegion. There's going to be no chance for the bomb plant. Just fight on and hope for the best, and the best will not come.
Yeah, Pius is just hoping now that he doesn't fall after time. He has to try and keep fighting because he knows they've got full monster control, and he will fall eventually.
Starts creeping, does catch Stacks, who does get that AK back into the CT hands, so they can grab that just as easily, grab that second one as well. Plenty of weapons to their favor. And it looks like
round after that, and that's it. GamerLegion have just absolutely throttled them in this second map of the series.
There was a while in which this could have been expected from the Ence side in general, though. And you're changing so much structure when you change out your coach and your captain, and the end result is what we saw in the first map up that Ence had played during the Elisa Masters. now coming out to show here on the stage against GamerLegion. Casualty taken on some Pius. There's not really a lot of trade potential. Just that GLA1VE. Nerds to take the next face against Snax. Holds his corner pretty well. Picks his time to perfection. And mows down another member of Ence. Even looking with a double up, but he gets it. Finally, Dia can respond, but this is all a wasted effort. It's all far too late.
That's incredible to think that Snax is able to even find two there. And I think this has been the map that he hasn't even been required individually to step up like he did on map 1. He's had so much from his teammates with the trades.
One man left in Dia. Nades evaded by Kios. Somehow still alive there. The concerning fact is coming on towards short. He does mow down that first. Trying to isolate Acor. Hang on a second. 3 HP versus 100. Where's that last man? The Eagle pulled out, looking for the one headshot that he needs. Volt. Look at that Molotov. Oh, okay. This might get a little bit more out of this. The blind sprays, just looking for a stray bullet. A plant has been secured. A smoke down to provide cover to the right. Dia hunting for the one head that he needs. He doesn't get it. Oh, what an effort. But it is a far greater comeback to OT than GamerLegion's over on Ancient. 8 in a row required. Sprays manic from both sides. Snax comes out worse for wear. Not dead yet. The same story for Volt. That HE, however, should finish off the job. Somehow not going down despite being as close as it were HE as you can possibly get on this map up. And Nerds can strike, finally punishing one piece of aggression, not the second man. Dia does take Volt with him, so advantage is here with Ence.
And now it comes down to, is there info there's another player in con? Do they know that Snax is out there for the separation? Kios, great spam to bring it back to a 3v3.
It's not even a low HP player either. AK involved as some Pius caught in the jump phase. The AWP only able to land a tag. The P250 comes out good. And Martin can force out an angle, but he's not the man of the moment. GLA1VE is. He's got the bomb on his back. And this effort from Martin has forced him into a rotation here. Dead to the hands of Snax. Now GLA1VE's got to commit 1 versus 2 to save Ence now.
Kios in a good position, and he's got util. He's at least got an incendiary that he can put out there towards default.
Gonna let it go down. GLA1VE counteracts a smoke in over at Heaven. Kios considering the swing, also considering waiting. See the brain on you, sir. Swing loose in the shoulder. He's caught the man. He knows exactly where the last player is as well. An incendiary back damage has been done to that spray. Not much of it. Snax and GLA1VE, the battle of the IGLs. Impact fragger on the CT side. The AK doesn't win the fight for it.
Beginning here for GamerLegion as Snax looks to take contact from main outside.
It's been a stellar element so far in this series for his team. Unable to land that first pick yet. He's going to back up towards the blue position. The smoke's coming down to cover off main in the top area of Mini, taking continuous face alongside the player all the way up at Heaven control. Dia stands the fight, takes a ton of damage, but Snax cannot get the kill. Acor's tagged heavily as they will charge their way downstairs. Isaac trying to pull attention away from that decon position. Martin's out towards double doors instead as Nerds can finally draw out Snax and draw out the opening kill.
Oh, Isaac getting caught in the open, but can drop the bomb. Some Pius up close and personal. The Julies not finding anything.
Nothing gained there. So many bullets flew, and it's down to 3 players on GamerLegion. Make it 2 as Nerds can double up, and Volt is all that remains. A 1-on-5. What a way to start off the T side.
I think it just showed there from Ence. While they were taking secret control, they still had bodies towards outside. They're trying to cut rotates. They're trying to take space elsewhere. And as soon as they get... averages a 1.26 rating on Nuke across CS2. You know that he's very solid for Ence. Diha not even taking some spam shots as that Mach 10 goes down, not silently, but with a lot of noise towards Secret.
I don't know if those tags on some Pius was heard there by Snax. They are firing blinded, so they haven't got much in terms of information. Madden also being heard. The other 2 players giving up their footsteps. They're aware this is going to be a quick charge down to the B bomb site. No one's there to receive it for GamerLegion.
Unfortunately, there's not much that you can do off of this round. Yes, you've got a lot of bodies towards outside, but being one of these harsh ecos, a 1 kill at most, you have to expect has got to be the best element of this round. Galil from GLA1VE struggling, only getting 1. Some Pius now looking to try and trade. He might fall as well if he extends too far forward.
Well, the AK and Martin's got his back. Molotov's also sent in to drive Snax away. They're wary of Isaac in that corner. Not quite as wary as they'd like to be, but they do get that kill in the end, so nothing major lost here for the Ence camp. Snax alone, 11 HP. Knife in his hand, in fact, just spotted out by Nerds, looking at the wallbang kill. Make it an effective second, an efficient second, the kind of second you want to see from the Ence camp.
Oh, you mentioned the idea that he's got one better. He knows what it's like to win playoff games here in Finland and here in Elisa.
No Fnatic to stop him this time either. Might be some other opposition For now, it's focus on the walk towards the outside for Dia and Co. Again, 4 players ready to make their moves down here. There's very little resistance from GamerLegion.
Now, Acor can be that first point of contact. Now, this HE, if timed correctly, could do a lot of damage.
M4 versus 4. Sat back, not opting to use the utility just yet, waiting for headshots to reveal themselves. You get the first and the second. Lovely stuff, but unable to follow the suit with a third. GLA1VE keeps control for Ence. They do have the bomb site to a certain capacity. xantares is there to try to deny that bomb plant.
And that was a superb hold coming through from Acor. Now, there is a late lurk towards that top side. Nerds is looking to try and cut a rotate.
Hearing footsteps. Volt's caught on the jump face. Nuts trying to double up as well. He'll do it. 9 HP left for the man, leaving it all onto his teammates now to step up and fill the gap. Smarden will do just that. Snacks not feeling all that hungry right now, it seems.
And surely just pure frustration from Acor in that round. You have set that up. You've got the info, you've multi-fragged out towards a lower bomb side. All you need to do is get your inner players to go 1 for 1.
And you'd typically look at as just being the pistol with conversion sort of protection. And for Ence, any number of rounds right here could make all the difference in the world to their performance at the tail end of this series. Snacks his way away from the T-side player. Not away to how close Nerds really is, and Mac 10 can get the frag. Look for the second man, Isaac's going down.
What an unfortunate timing, and I think it just shows there that the unexpected vent drop and the timing could not be any better for Nerds. And what a start he's had. 9 impactful kills and just a single death in the first 4 rounds.
Man of the hour. Will he stay that way? Certainly will against xantares. He's got himself a triple. And Acor has got no chance left in this one. This is a flying start for Ence right now. Of course, it was just pistols, a half invest for the most part here on GamerLegion. Their true guns come back in round 5. But they'll need to start things off soon because, as we've talked about many times in CS2, sometimes these awkward starts can be all you need just to lose out control. It's so difficult to return. Ence, 6th of the way through the game already as it stands. Yet to lose 1 against GamerLegion. Chances might affect that. You are right.
I mean, take the last event that they played. They had Vladin stand in for Diha, so they understand what it's like to have new pieces in the roster.
It's very different to having a new IGL, though.
That's
always the thing you're going to focus on when talking about this new Ence team, at least for the initial performances. Trying to swing forward, gap and the smoke opened up, but Snacks wasn't ready for it. Dia decimates him and starts off for Ence once again.
Snacks, the man that's been so impactful across this series, being eliminated early on. Volt looking to try and get that trade in from main with the crossfire of Acor towards outside.
He's successful with that. Nerds and GLA1VE strike back though so quick. Nerds is showing no mercy. Volt dealt with xantares all alone. A 1-on-4 for the M4. And now my concern starts to shift the other direction with the way the GamerLegion have yet to really start here on CT side, going down 0-5 now.
And it almost makes you wonder, fundamentally, what happened with the protocol towards topside to have 2 CTs in main? Like, we obviously know that Acor was playing out, I think, towards the device box on outside. You had another individual of Volt trying to play in, and then sort of Isaac comes into the same sort of pause. Yeah, there's some exit frags, and there's the AK being saved from xantares, but in the round, completely, the A bomb site just crumbles.
Got to clean that up. GamerLegion can't afford to bottle this now. Ence in full control. Snacks as part, so more of a half invest round from them, so this will not be the round they're looking for their start. It does mean the first quarter will look to go the way of Ence so effectively, completely flawlessly, unless something magical comes out from one of these pistols. You're not banking on that, though, for GamerLegion. Volt does at least catch Nerds, but that's a 1-for-1.
They're working outside pretty quickly into Garage. Diha looking up here to the Heaven control. Madden takes a lot of distraction and a lot of damage to that incendiary out there in Hull.
Dia continues walking. Acor, no indication. Footsteps heard. Man's caught. Advantage. Ence continues to maintain their presence. Flash is turned away from Snacks' part. Is he going to get some pious? Yes, he will. Very nicely done. But from range, Dia can deal with him, and xantares is all that's left here.
And we look back at that overpass, right? And I think we could be very critical for the likes of Ence of allowing that losing streak to come through, to allow the huge amount of rounds that GamerLegion were able to return in a row. And right here, it's the exact same conversation, but on a different map and a different team. need to recover a lot in this first half if they want to cause themselves to be a threat here in map 3 of this series.
By showing so little, you doubt whether that's even possible at this stage. Fast out from GLA1VE, map 10 in, ahead of the fire. Will go down to Vault early. It is only a map 10 loss. The rifles stay in, as does kxgo here. 3 to wrap the corner with. He does get 2 of them. Nerds fast to respond, so he's still not dealt with. Regardless, Ence find themselves down by 2 players.
For the first time, we've seen the full-on upper pop coming through from Ence and trying something a little bit different, maybe thinking that GamerLegion were going to have a heavier ramp or outside presence just to try and see if they can squeeze an opening man advantage. A very good defensive from Vault to stand things off, and then kxgo on the off angle comes through with a multi.
Acor watching, ready to receive, turns away at the wrong moment, so that allows free reign of the rafters for the Ence side. They might secure the bomb plant here, and they've also heard that scope, so information to gain, but do they think he's alone?
Acor, this would have to be a tough shot if they open up the doors and they look to try and fight straight away. Nerds getting it down safe, and Mudden has to expect a peek from observation window or the double doors from the AWP.
Vault inbound, 2 members out towards the ramp control. They are so opened up, Nerds especially. Make his way out towards ramp. Acor catches him, it's all on Marden now. Gotta do something mad. Spray back, taps through, burst, desperately trying to look for Snax, but he's struggling to get that 1 kill. You said they kind of need to get 6 at this stage. They require at least the recovery of the CT half to have a chance here on Nuke, so that's the first out of 6. But like you mentioned, is it just going to be an isolated victory? Is there going to be more to this story than what GamerLegion have let on for the time being? Snax certainly seems like he's got more in the tank. Finds Dia. Taps bursts through the smoke. GLA1VE could also get caught off guard. The vision and the idea of where they're holding from is aiding the veteran of the GamerLegion side. 2 kills found, but Martin's been allowed to walk out to the A side. Vault's been caught for it. Nerds is going to follow up on Isaac. And once again, it's this upper bomb site that crumbles. But still, GamerLegion fight outside for the man advantage and for the bomb control.
Oh, Snax is just doing so much. Nerds tries to get up towards T-Roof. Snax could be on for the ace at this point.
He's got 4 of them. You mentioned the impact that he's had for GamerLegion coming out in full force in this kind of round. Acor's AWP posted next against Nerds and will land against the man. Just Snax. Well, he's feeling confident. That much is very obvious at this stage. Dia leading up, nade sent towards the regular contact position of Ence. Snax is going to get caught off guard though. Some Pius will not allow him to do the same thing twice. The advantage T-side right here. Isaac's expecting a trade, will not be able to get it from the far long ranges. Dia will get caught. GLA1VE is not seen.
Now Isaac starts repositioning, and that's when GLA1VE can get back into garage. This could be a round-winning play.
Is he aware of how close they are? Might have to change focus here. kxgo onto 2 individuals alongside Acor's AWP pick, and GLA1VE has got nothing left in it. The trade game is a far gone conclusion. He does at least find that first pick. But GamerLegion took a very long time to find the spring in their step, but they've generated a formula that might just work out for them on the CT side, at least for what's left of it. Ence, a 3rd one conceded back to the opposition.
Well, look at what's happening towards ramp. Every time they go ramp, it feels like kxgo is getting 2. kxgo is delivering above and beyond out to this ramp control. We've seen him play ramp quite a few rounds with kxgo.
Ence have exhausted all their cash reserves in the meantime. So we will be seeing potential ecos out of them. GamerLegion, chance for a reset to try and close the half on a very high note. For now, just nade damage again, taken heavy-handed by the T side.
Yeah, Vault expecting that there could have been a vent drop. Acor spamming down towards outside, but no connections. Diha is the lurk down here towards lower. You've got Vault and kxgo to work off of one another.
2 AKs on the crossfire. Dia, unknown as of yet. Isaac. Just waiting for contact. It's very quiet here.
It's very slow. Madden with that Tech 9. I mean, it's going to be an upper take. It's just whether it's going to be a contact out from door.
Well, Isaac's ready for them. Madden, bomb in, gets the headshot. That's a beauty. Taken clean off. Acor not allowed heaven access. The bomb can go down for it, but Snax is in for the 4-on-4.
And Diha was not able to cut the rotate towards outside, so that's actually a way into the round here from GamerLegion. The issue is, those 2 lower players, how do they get up from the vent?
We've got a vent for, a smoke rather, for the vent itself, just ahead of it, allowing a little bit of softer cover. No vision for GLA1VE, just seen. kxgo can engage against two. Martin can get one more before he goes down, and it's all on Nertz in the 1-on-3. Unable to adjust to the rafters, Acor can shut him out. And well, it felt like such a 10 kills deep for the man. Going above and beyond even Snax. Not quite matching up to Nertz as of yet, but there's still time. 2 more rounds worth of this half left. GamerLegion still want their 6 apiece. The AWP of Acor has been heard. The AK of IsaacBev, a little bit of backup. Sprays from the crack angle. GLA1VE can catch him. Acor's going to back away as well. Play the upper positions. The nades sent. Meanwhile, Nertz can strike out a ramp. kxgo goes down there. No double up for him. And rotations are very quick at the CT side.
Snax and try and working out here towards the single door. Acor's molly though.
Sprays, blinded. Oh, Acor's going to catch Nertz. Just opening up the double doors. Peek back in against Sunpie. So now has the bomb, a gap there in the doorway to work with. The HG sends a bit of information, and Acor can catch him. Martin takes it right back to even standings. We go back and forth for a little bit, but we calm it down as GLA1VE can set up the backstab.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that X factor that we saw from Acor out there on map 2. Timing is everything for Volt.
Oh, Snax has been seen. GLA1VE taking a head-on engagement. No, he knows he's gone back up, but I can link up with Martin. But now, how do they find the AK of the CT exchange? 40 seconds to play with.
So when does Snax go down towards a lower portion? That's going to be the question. I mean, Volt's got a smoke and a flash to try and work in for the retake.
They might not be able to deny the bomb plant here. Decon opened up. I haven't seen Volt engaging. That will call Snax back up here. Flash is sent. They know that he must be coming in from the vent area, so they'll plant for old Toxic. Snax seen. He gets his engagement. Madden's now all alone. 1-on-2 in the midst of the smoke, and Volt might not be aware of it. Close quarters. There's the wraparound, a reload opportunity there for him. Snax also known to the back of the sight. The spray doing very little damage, and now hunting. Time's ticking. Snax has a kick on him, and he gets the headshot for it as well. Again, the
3 out of the 5 that have won have been retakes. There haven't been easy rounds that have been won, but they're still coming through for the round streak.
And this is 5 on the trot. You said ideally this would have to be what GamerLegion would want here in the CT side. And that may well be what they get. Ence have another buy. Oh, but Acor's so good with the flicks. Nertz not ready for the quick play in for the ramp entrance. Crunch or the lobby control. kxgo finding another advantage for GamerLegion. Madden can at least get one trade back. But Ence just locked out of all map control.
That timing is just everything now, because the only avenue is outside. Madden might be able to try and put a little bit further forward. kxgo deals with the player out towards T-Roof.
Sprays, blinded. kxgo gets another. And it's all on GLA1VE once again. Bomb control no longer with him. At least isolates Volt. That's a start. 2 more inbound from me. He sees Acor. That's a headshot. 3rd player to his left-hand side. He's not aware of it just yet. He might have his back turned to Snax if he's not careful to this. Got to get to the harder cover. Got to go back for that bomb ideally. And Snax thinks better of taking another fight.
Now, kxgo just knows play defensive. And if they play against one another, if they set up a crossfire between these two, there should be no chance. There should be no way that GLA1VE can work around like this.
The in for the quadra. And a 1-on-4 scenario completed. 2 more frags to find, and the footstep was heard. Snax now knows where his opponent holds from. AK leaning forward, needs to grab that bomb, needs to find kxgo's tap. Burst, still not able to find where the man is. Doesn't get the kill either. Here we go.
Volt got nades to open up the single door and to fake an upper take, but instead it's a ramp take.
Taps on, Acor tagged up already. Snax down, Acor also low. Dia with 2 important frags. Isaac can at least force out the ramp control and force the CTs into a retreat with low HP on 2 individuals. This is still very doable here for GamerLegion.
And just when GamerLegion showed the utility that they were trying to work something towards upper, Ence still had 3 players on a crossfire towards ramp. This is a difficult one to recover, especially with the position out here to the device box.
They don't know that. Well, they're going to check it now. 1 tap's all they need. kxgo will land the headshot, bring us back to a 3-on-3. Julies of Nertz now holding the A-bomb site. Are GamerLegion going to commit to that?
So they're working a lot of space right now, and they've got a lot of time. So they've got options to work secret, they've got options to get back into main, they've got options to even stay outside and go back into heaven. There is a lack of info right now for the international squad events.
And GLA1VE's the man to take point. 1 point of health for him. Gonna need that backup to get here real quick. GamerLegion are closing in on their bomb plant at least. Perhaps the retake might see some more success. They haven't got any kits in some pious and nerds. GLA1VE is backed up, hoping that no one comes in from Decon. He can at least provide cover for himself if they come out towards double doors, and indeed that's what he does. Stall for a bit of time, look for one headshot, unable to do so though. Surprised he survived for as long as he did. Now the two CTs on the retake. Oh, they land against the bomb carrier. That's important. 20 seconds. The Julies of Nerds could capitalize upon this panic. Damage done to some Pius here. They'll close down the doors. The second set, they'll come forward. The Julies spam. They're just stalling for time at this point. Oh, the headshots are perfect for some Pius. And Bhop now has got it all to do. 4 seconds on the clock. Nerds is so close. The Julies are up over.
Live in this fairy tale in which we can see back-to-back comebacks in halves here for GamerLegion. They have to keep it competitive from the start, and they're actually using this second round not to force buy, but to keep it on as a light eco.
Get the guns out for round 15. That seems to be the aim. One plant would be lovely in this context. Hence, more focused on the round itself. They've got SMGs, so they can also build their own economy game.
And this could still be expensive. Upgrades with 3 sets of armor. HE could see quite a bit outside.
Great, the smoke only can't damage on Isaac. They return with a dink in response, so GamerLegion again, only those pistols able to find respectable returns. Let's see how much more they can gain now that they're downstairs.
GLA1VE jump spotting, re-smoke goes down. They might still walk and active and pop off the back of it.
Martin still can't get any kills out of this. GLA1VE, the doors are shut against him. So many around that corner, but him and Martin can combine and mow through every single player. Many of those bullets didn't land so much. That spray was completely off. For GamerLegion, their focus is this one. Round 15, the rifle buy. The AKs on 3, Galil's on 2, and one man pressing very far forward on Martin. Catches so much damage on Isaac. Dia forcing the issue out towards outside. It's going to catch off Kios meanwhile, so Ence finds success with their aggression.
Oh, they're just abusing them at this point. There was a slight timing there. It looked like Isaac was either swapping over to his knife or reloading, and just gets caught with Madden on the swing. Kios outside. I mean, that was such an impactful player in that first half. So to get rid of him and to have Isaac low going into the opening rifle round in this second half, this is tough. This is brute tough right here for GamerLegion.
The standing on this. Oh, he could line up so much here. That's a kill. Isaac down. Second man down. Third player, less so. Snacks keeps him alive, but only by a margin at this point.
GLA1VE is still not seen anymore, so while they know that there was a lot of spot and a lot of info towards outside, nothing's crossed in towards Garage or Secret. GamerLegion have even lost the fight there to Madden. Acor is desperate for anything. What a fantastic opening rifle round. This has been on a bonus we should add for Ence.
The concern we were talking about here with the minimum effort from GamerLegion, 6 apiece in the T side. So stellar from Ence. Now they can work into comfortability from here.
And you just think about that pistol round, 3v2, how different that could have been if the bomb was in a slightly different position, if it was planted safe, if it was out towards Old Toxic.
A couple of different decisions being made at different times, and suddenly you could be looking at a very different story for GamerLegion. Bearing down on their minds, but hopefully not affecting their confidence here. They're going for the after-time kill against Acor. Gets Nerds first fire, they get him well. Without Kevlar, without the half-invest potential, it's upgrades from the eco. Go towards the next gun round when we go up 10-6 for the Ence side. GamerLegion are allowing a lot of breathing room to go the way of the CTs. They need to respond soon, whether it be this steal or the next rifle. So far, it's been very awkward from these rifles, but they worked out well enough to get these kills in. Only one man down to Madden. And Nerds is there for the closer to recover that AK. And keep the hype train running. A win in my eyes.
Yeah, this is last chance saloon, round 17. Even a bomb plant, but no round victory does not help.
Fend off the map point, the match point, the group point at this point. AKs on 2 individuals of the CT side. So bonus firepower for Nerds and Sun Pius, and for Nerds especially well deserved at 21 frags deep in just 16 rounds. Acor now. His AWP posted ready for Dia first and foremost, but he's been given nothing over here.
Now, this is all the timing for Acor. Depends on how patient he is to wait for this credit peak. The M4 from Dia has not given anything. Double up towards ramp on a bait. So GLA1VE will take the first contact, take the majority of that distraction, and then Madden will play incredibly tucked for the late rounds.
That molly doesn't reach him. Now Core turns his attention away from the garage position, from the credit position. Getting out towards Secret, but no one's there for Ence. They are giving nothing for GamerLegion to chew on here. They're gonna have to force the fights out directly because Ence know they're playing comfortable here.
Let's start working outside now. kxgocontact has cleared out Africa and not seeing anything at all. Out towards Secret, not even a duel's been presented. Now the diag smokes of 2 means that some Pius is gonna get out towards Heaven and re-smoke door.
Flashes and smokes to suppress contact. kxgo. A diagonal smoke between him and nerdz. He might be able to find that man in that mini control. Some Pius meanwhile braces for impact. nerdz has caught one. GLA1VE now involved, and some Pius is not missing a beat with this one. GLA1VE gets one on the back. Control of the heart. Isaac, all that remains. GLA1VE. Is this match really going to be a streak of 6, a streak of 6, and a streak of 7? Looking that way right now for Ence. Burst straight through from some Pius, dishing out some damage to kxgo. There's a hero rifle in play for the GamerLegion side. They do return some damage, but ultimately no kills being found. Nade, the pop open and smoke. Some Pius and Martin and Dia can get those kills as appropriate. 4 down on the side of GamerLegion. Snax' Tech9 is all that remains to save them. The bomb out in the open, known to the CT forces. He can isolate one pick, but he can go no further. 12 to the Ence board as it's map and match points.
And this is where you look at Snax and the tenure that he had as the stand-in for Ence in IEM Dallas last year and think, what can he cook? What can the in-game leader deliver here when survival is at the absolute most? 6 rounds at the difference. The round streak's out of control. Ence looking to close this one down comfortably.
If he's gonna cook, it's gotta be now. He's got to cook for a very long time, a slow roast into the comeback, into the overtime. It feels like a fairy tale dream. Dwayne, I know that you don't believe it. I found it hard to believe in myself over the course of the day. GamerLegion do strike first though. Dia caught off guard.
An overextension to the back of T-Red with no util allows kxgo to get that opening find. Some Pius has not seen any progression outside off of the back of those lurk smokes. Ence. We've seen how much damage they've been able to do from this main position on the outside takes. Where does the response come from?
It comes slowly, carefully, silently. Madden. God, if only he knew. Maybe his teammate might. The prods forward from some Pius, able to provide support and get kxgo's back, claim some revenge for the casualty of Dia. A 4-on-4 for now.
And no one's actually made their way to the lower bomb side just yet. Core from the top of Silo struggles on that duel. Some Pius sketches him, and Madden actually comes into the vent back towards topside off of the back of that kill.
That was a free bomb plant here. The player over at the ramp control is nowhere to be seen. He could actually get caught off by Bhop. Isaac's ready for Madden on the drop down, so it's a 3 versus 3. Volt is caught off guard though, so Ence back in this one.
Get that retake forward. Only one flash for the retake though.
GLA1VE entering first and foremost. All 3 players have kits. Isaac has some Pius first. Easy pickings, low HP. A flashbang over for Isaac once again. Going to try and blind him off. They dive down. nerdz caught GLA1VE back 1-on-1. Knows exactly where Snax is. And that bomb might not even reveal itself to him. GLA1VE taps it, holds it all the way.
Reserve still looks pretty solid here from Ence. So we'll see a buy in round 20. We'll see another buy in round 21. There's going to be quite a lot of buy rounds here from Ence to close out GamerLegion. I mean, even a few Galils are being shown in a round like this.
When every single one matters, you can imagine that the damage that Ence could do here is going to have impact to the eventual outcome of this matchup. Some Pius hoping to find impact with that AWP, unable to do so. Scope weapon of Dia. We need to receive over at the secret position. He's not aware of how the vent divers have been unsuccessful from the T side line. Snax takes it right back out of the fold, so 4-on-4 gain. Marden next up to task. Snax can drop the bomb, and that's exactly what he does. Swing on the second, unable to continue the pressure, and now it's on to GLA1VE. Held back on a site, the AWP can join him. The M4 sneaks behind the smoke. I don't think Volt saw him. Some Pius has been dealt with, but the captain could play duck and dive and weave his way on towards the bomb's position. Volt shocked out of the round, a 2 versus 2. There's still time to play with, but GLA1VE's not done. Isaac is, and maybe GamerLegion might be too.
Acor's just looking to cut a rotate. He's not down there at that lower bomb site. nerdz could be in for the fight on timing.
Galil and M4 to face off against Acor's. Got to catch timing against nerdz' position. Swing forward are just keeping away from the harder color, and now Nertz can keep his head on a swivel, flock out the man, and close it down in this series. Perhaps pressured a bit too much, but regardless for Ence, it is a W.